I'm Nicole Rawson, the founder of Screen Time Clinic. And today for the summit, I have Eva Danielsson here for you. She is actually Swedish, living in Spain and back and forth to Sweden too. And she has a great presentation for you guys. I'm so excited to have her at this summit. Eva, can you tell us a little bit maybe about yourself? Because that's always interesting to know, and then what we can expect in your webinar.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eva from Family Tech Wellness, and we help parents and empower them with tools and strategies to find a tech life balance. I myself have two boys. They are 14 and 12. Do you have a child hooked on video games maybe, or a child that's very much using their smartphone, or maybe both?
Yeah, that's a common problem these days.
It's a common problem. And do you feel like screens are taking over your entire family life? You wish you had more time to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, to be exact, it was 6 years ago, my oldest son was slipping into the video gaming world. And me and my husband got worried what this was about. And sometimes it felt like he didn't want to do anything else. And we had constant battles around this. So I started reading, and I stumbled across video gaming addiction. Mm-hmm. And there was a particular story that was really horrifying, of a boy that was 15, and his parents took away all his gaming setup and all the computers from the house. And he got hysterical and said to them, basically, I'll kill myself if you do this. Mm-hmm. So they took him to the ER, and he was later diagnosed with depression. And when I read that, I was determined to not let that happen in our family. So I equipped myself with knowledge about video games, but also about technology as a whole. How does this affect our children growing up, their brains, and how they interact and everything, basically. So I did that for years, both research and everything. And I put it together in this workshop. Mm-hmm. And I can only say that, I mean, I've implemented these things over the years, and I feel like I have good results with it. So I'm really happy about that it doesn't have to be hard. Yes. We can all do this. Yes. So yeah, but maybe you feel like I don't have any urgent problems, or I think I know everything already there is to know, or maybe
sometimes they think they'll grow out of it.
Yeah, definitely. But also maybe you think that I don't have time to do this webinar right now. There's simply not enough time in my life. I can't do any changes at the moment. But do you really want to risk not listening to this information now? And also, I mean, 1 year ahead, your children will be 1 year older, and how dependent are they on tech by that time? And also, why do you want to invent the wheel yourself when I've done the work for you? So I think you should give this workshop a chance and hear what I got to say and find your own true tech life balance.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for explaining that. It's just so worthwhile, I think, is the biggest point, to watch these presentations and get a little information from each one, because time really does pass quickly. And the more time that the children spend in front of screens, the earlier they are exposed to it, it makes a big difference. And as parents, we have that feeling deep down inside that it's not right and there has to be a better way. So I'm so excited for them to watch your presentation. And so let's take a look, and I thank you for participating in this, Eva.
Hi everyone, I'm Eva from Family Tech Wellness. So happy and excited to be here today. I'm very thankful that you've chosen to listen to me during this 2-day digital wellness event. Today I will be sharing the truths about digital stimuli, how it affects us and our health, and some key strategies for parents to achieve tech life balance. And this topic is close to my heart. I've been working with these questions in my own family for many years now, and I'm really happy to be sharing this important information. After you've watched the video, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm here to help. We are living in an amazing reality, in a world of endless possibilities in this digital age. It's a fast-paced world where we are always connected with friends and family and the outside world 24/7, and we can learn about anything at any time. But what is this doing to our bodies and minds, and how is it affecting our children growing up? And what can we do ourselves to keep up and stay healthy? And how do we raise our children? That is what we're going to talk about today. My journey into the digital wellness field arose from my own parental experiences raising 2 video game interested boys, and they are now in their early teens. My expertise comes from years of researching and applying tech-life balance tools and strategies with my sons. Achieving and sustaining healthy habits in this digital age has grown into my true passion in life, and it has led me to become a proud Certified Digital Wellness Educator in this field. And I want to empower people with knowledge and inspire so you can discover your own true tech-life balance. Alongside this, I'm a certified positive discipline parent educator, raising children with kindness and firmness to grow peaceful families with mutual respect. And my educational approach is driven by a mix of research-based strategies and tools combined with my real-life family experiences. And this is the agenda for today. Digital wellness, and then I will talk about three presenting problems we have living in this digital age, and then 3 key strategies especially for parents. Parents have always taught their children how to eat, when to sleep, how to interact with other people, but parenting today is incomplete without lessons on how to interact with technology and for how long each day. This was written by Adam Alter, and he's the author of the book Irresistible. I must say I totally agree with him on this one. I believe this is crucial, and we need to start right now. So, what is digital wellness? Digital wellness, the definition, is the optimum state of health and well-being that each individual using tech is capable of achieving. And as you can see on these images, this is tech-life balance. People are doing homework, riding bikes, working out, hanging out with friends, using the benefits of tech, but being mindful of choosing tech that is working for us. Using tech to advantages, but take lots of tech breaks. So then we come to the first presenting problems. We are distracted in the attention economy. What is the attention economy? Simply put, attention economy is companies making money out of our attention. And this happens with all the ads that we are seeing online on the internet. Traffic is driven to specific places, and advertisers and organizations make money out of it. And human attention is the main driver of revenue and profit in the 21st century. And human attention is a limiting resource. We only have 24 hours. We need to sleep, we need to eat, we need to do other things, right? So therefore, we are constantly distracted. Our ancient brains. Early humans lived as hunters and gatherers and had to watch out for tigers. Evolution designed ancient brains to reward humans with the feel-good hormone dopamine if they found new information. as it could literally save lives back then. We still have this same ancient brain to this day, but the world around us looks very different, right? Especially now in this digital era. Sean Parker was a senior figure at Facebook, and he said in an article that Facebook has actually become a platform that exploits people's vulnerability as it is new information all the time. And he adds, no one knows what this does to our children's brains. And next we have, there is no cap on information. Today, with internet and smartphones everywhere, there is no cap on finding this new information. It's everywhere. Therefore, it's extremely hard for us to put a cap on things and stop looking, as we will be rewarded and feel good. So we can be in this loop all day long, looking at our phones and not really get that much done. And then we have these features, endless news feeds, autoplay on YouTube and Netflix. Smartphones are engineered to keep our attention and to not put down. In fact, Asa Raskin, who invented endless scrolling, apologized for this particular creation, saying that we are actually losing control of what we ourselves created. And then we have this one. Smartphones are a lot like slot machines. Digital devices closely resemble the design of slot machines for gambling. They differ in the type of rewards that are used to reinforce our behavior. I mean, it's money in the slot machine and it's new information and social information in the case of the smartphone. But the principle of variable reward drives our attention and engagement. The unknown is fascinating and keeps us hooked. And then we have the behavior scientists. Information. We have had information before in newspapers and on TV, but now we have information plus behavior scientists. They are behind all screens, manipulating us to look at our devices. And the more we use the tech, the better these behavior scientists get to know us. So they know what we like to watch. So they will offer us more of that. And did you know that 70% of what we watch on YouTube is recommended to us? And we need to understand that the goal of the technology companies differs from us users. They want us to be in the apps and the games for as long as it's possible. We just might want to connect with friends or maybe search for some interesting information on a topic. And then there are the Snapchat streaks that I really dislike. And many kids nowadays have Snapchats. And that I know that because when I ask the kids and the teens in my talks, and I ask kids that I meet, my children's friends and such, most of them have Snapchat. And I ask them, do you have a streak going? Yeah, most of them do as well. But then I ask them do you like streaks? Nah, not so much. It seems like they don't like that part. And Snapchat wants to get all young people onto their app. That's their goal. But a young person might feel obligated to have Snapchat and stay on there to be socially acceptable. But everything is created by the developers, but it can feel as if it's your own relationships in the end. And even the founder himself has made the following statement. The combination of social and media has yielded incredible business results, but has undermined our relationships. The second presenting problem, tech has our kids hooked on phones and games. And tech companies use so-called hooks to build products and services they love. And what is a hook? A hook is an experience designed to connect the user's problem with the company product. And with enough frequency here, this forms a habit. So what could this look like? I will give you an example of a boy doing his homework, eventually being bored. And here we see the hook towards YouTube. So this particular boy, when he's bored, he's looking at YouTube. The most common problem we have as users, as human beings, are our negative emotions. And for example, we oftentimes use Facebook or Snapchat when we're lonely. So these products, such as YouTube, Netflix, and all the social media apps and games, become our go-to relief for these negative emotions that we experience. And I'm going to give you another example of this. This is the hook model. It was created by Nir Eyal. He's a behavior design expert, and he wrote the book. It's a best-selling book, The Hook Model. So in there he describes the 4 steps of the hook model that tech companies use. And I decided to explain this with the example of the popular online battle game Fortnite. What makes it so engaging, and why do players keep coming back? We need to understand this particular game's hook to understand this. So first off, there's a trigger, and Fortnite does a particularly good job with coupling the desire of social connection and satisfying uncomfortable feelings, such as boredom. So that's the trigger for the player to come into the game. And after the trigger, there is an action. And Fortnite is available on several screens. It doesn't cost anything, so Fortnite gets players into the game quickly. And the third one is the reward. And that's the relief the player is getting from the psychological itch of the internal trigger, boredom and need for social connection. And in Fortnite, they offer all the, it's the uncertainty around each session. You have no idea who your opponent will be. You don't know how well they will play. You don't know what terrain you'll end up in. So all this uncertainty is the perfect reward. And then we have the final part of the hook model, the investment. And in Fortnite, a player can pay to personalize a character avatar, upgrade outfits and gears, and crazy dance moves. So that is why the players keep coming back and how this game makes a lot of money. And the third presenting problem, nomophobia and FOMO, youth relationship with tech. Do you know what nomophobia is? Nomophobia is the fear of losing or being without your smartphone. Nomophobia puts our sympathetic nervous system on high alert to fight or flight. It's the same thing that happens when we were hunters and gatherers and saw a tiger coming around the corner on the savannah. This is contributing to the anxiety we are seeing among youth today. They are more ramped up, so to speak. And this is because in this digital age, tech companies manipulate us with 24/7 connectivity, where we have a constant content stimulation. The content never ends. And this creates nomophobia, but it also creates FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out on what is happening online. And in a study on American youth, they asked, how did you feel when you misplaced your phone? 73% of this youth panicked. So this shows the relationship that youth have with tech. As we all know, sleep is important because it helps us learn new things, reduce stress and anxiety, and simply makes us happier. In a study of 13 to 18-year-olds, they were compared with previous generations. In 1991, about 25% of this youth received less than 7 hours of sleep. But in 2015, that figure was almost 40%. It's a big difference in those years. So the conclusion is that teenagers sleep less. And the researchers also concluded that smartphones have had a major impact on this fact. Okay, great. We have reached the point where we leave behind all the challenges in the attention economy and focus on what we can do instead. I'm sure you're wondering, after all this I've told you, what are we to do and how can we help our children? But there is plenty of things we can do and we should do, because we can't wait for tech companies to help us out much yet. And this technical evolution will continue. The way I see it is that we need strategies for something we never needed strategies for before. And I want to introduce you to the digital flourishing model. This is an empowerment-oriented approach that was created by Digital Wellness Institute. And it's research-based, and it's a mindful approach to tech. So we can thrive in all areas of our life and take advantage of the tech, but avoid associated harms. And my 3 key strategies are based partly on this model, but from other research that I found as well, and of course from my own parental experiences. And the first key strategy is based on the indistractable model. And this was made by Nirayal, the behavior scientist I talked about earlier. He's also written the book Indistractable, How to Control Our Attention and Choose Our Life. Just let me explain the model briefly. We have internal triggers. That's our own thoughts and feelings that triggers us to do a behavior. Example, check Facebook when we are lonely. Traction is actions pulling us towards something we want to do, we plan to do, a goal or something. External triggers are all the pings, the dings, the sounds, the notifications that come from our devices. Distraction is something that moves us from the traction. So it moves us from the things we plan to do. And this is something we can teach our kids. So what could that look like? Coach your kids to become indistractable. There's no difference between the type of distraction that we as adults experience and the distraction a child experiences. And we all need to learn to have a healthy relationship with tech. But unlike you, the parent, the kids won't understand the problem and find solutions on their own. It's up to us parents to explain what it means to be indistractable and help them develop systems that work for them. So let's look at this and help them habituate the superpower for the future to become indistractable. And this is the first part. Understand and reduce internal triggers. So adults and children are driven to distraction by internal discomfort. And often this discomfort is related to one of the 3 key human psychological needs. These 3: control over ourselves and our choices, and mastering different skills, and feeling that we're important. So when we are lacking in any of these 3, we can feel anxiety and hopelessness, and that can trigger us into unhealthy behaviors. But by helping our children to develop these human needs, we can help them learn to develop control by giving them choices. For instance, you have agreed on 1 hour of iPad a day. You can ask them, would you rather have it in the morning or would you rather have it in the evening? Help them develop skills. You can teach them a simple meal and have them cook maybe once a week or once every other week. You can encourage them to sign up for a challenge aligned with their interests. And the third one, to feel important. You can encourage unstructured face-to-face play with peers. And the second one, traction, to help them build a schedule in 3 steps. So help them understand what their responsibilities are. I mean, that could be hygiene, sleep, exercise, friends, school, chores, and help them how to balance those in a simple schedule. And share why this is important. And also teach them to check in with themselves. Help them learn to ask themselves questions. Does this behavior make me feel good? Do I feel like I'm doing the right thing now? And we need to hack back external triggers. You can explain to your kids what they are, what they could look like, give examples. And you can add that apps and games are made by people who want to take up all their attention for their own profit. Because, I mean, children are especially prone to these external triggers, the pings and the dings, notifications from the phones, because they don't understand exactly why these triggers work and how to set boundaries around them. So we need to teach them to manage this by slowly increasing the child exposure to this. Just as you wouldn't throw your child into the deep end of the pool to teach them how to swim, it's vital to approach tech with this type of slow, supervised introduction. And what could that look like? I mean, you can delay smartphone in 3 steps. Start off with a basic phone where they can text and call. And explain that a phone is a tool. A phone shouldn't be a phone filled with visually exciting distractions, right? Next step would be to have a smartphone with parental controls. And consider delaying social media in this step. Lots and lots of studies show harmful effects on children when it comes to social media. And the third step is to have a smartphone without parental controls. When it comes to video games, computers, and TV, keep to age recommendations for games and movies. They are there for a reason, and lots of studies show the manipulative parts of video gaming that can be harmful to children, making them addicted. And keep video games, computers, TVs in common rooms and areas for supervision. And the fourth piece of this model, help a child learn self-control with pre-commitments, pacts, in another word. So help a child set screen time limits in 4 steps. First off, explain why too much screen time is unhealthy. And ask how much she would like or he would like. If it's unreasonable, lower the limit. Ask how she or he will avoid going over the set limit. By setting timers and mark the time with an event such as dinner. And if it's a set timer, ask them, what will you do afterwards when you're done? And explain to them that this is a promise to themselves. It's a good idea to continually have conversations about making healthy and smart time choices in life. So now we're going to look at key strategy number 2, the concept of setting digital boundaries at home. And it includes the following 3 principles. First, we have place design, then we have time design, and then we have the digital boundaries on the actual devices. So what could this look like for a family? First, the place design. And you can create a charging station. This is where the phones live, as I put it in my family. And this can be, you can have this charging station in a common area, such as the kitchen. So when you come home from work and the kids come home from school, that's where they put their smartphones. And that's also where they stay during the night. And the second thing is to create friction. And that's like putting the cookie jar on a high shelf. Don't keep iPads lying around in the sofa and things like that. Don't walk around with smartphones in your pocket. Another thing is to decide on places in your home where tech can be used and where tech can't be used. For instance, in the bedroom, I suggest that they can't be used. Bedrooms are for rest, reading, and romance. And it's also wise to create office and homework areas in your home for that particular purpose. And then we have time design. And so when do we use tech and when do we not use tech? For instance, when we're talking to family members, we don't look at the phone at the same time. If we have a family member working from home, when is working time and when is family time, so everybody knows. Embody tech-free meals, so we can enjoy the meal and have conversations. In my family, car rides are for small talk. A long time ago, I decided that we wouldn't be using our phones when we ride in the car. And it has sparked lots of conversations over the years, but it has also, my kids have also been bored in the car, looking out the window. So sometimes they have been falling asleep, but I think that's a good thing. And then start and end the day without tech. I would suggest and encourage reflecting, reading, journaling, and talking to siblings in bed, for instance. And then we come to setting the digital boundaries on the actual devices. And Apple settings, there are lots of parental settings you can do in Apple. I do not have Apple myself, but I know friends who have it. I use Family Link with Google, which works very well for me and my family. We have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, so they have smartphones now. And I can totally block apps. I can totally shut the phone down apart from calling, basically. So I have lots and lots of options, and I always see what they download, what apps, and then I can approve it or not. So there's lots and lots of options with Family Link. But of course, you always also have the option to change settings in each individual app. And also take advantage of router settings, the router in your home, where you can allow and not allow that the Wi-Fi is working on a particular device. And key strategy number 3, embody healthy habits in the digital age. So it's about teaching our kids about this and model it for them. I feel we all need this now more than ever before. And these are some digital wellness ideas we champion to get you started. Get a physical alarm clock to wake you up. Be present when you're talking to people. Use one screen at a time. Study and do focus work with your phone outside of the room. Go outside and play or exercise for at least 1 hour. And talk about how technology makes you feel. And I would suggest no more than 1 to 2 hours of screens for kids and teens every day. There are several research about this out there, but this is just to give you an idea. And then it's time to reflect. These questions are, I would say, red flags or signs to look out for if maybe your child is gaming or using devices too much. Is your child having trouble turning off devices at night? Is your child having trouble falling asleep or waking up in the morning? Are games and devices getting in the way of a good morning routine for your child? Or do they go directly to the devices? How much physical activity compared to gaming and looking at devices is your child doing? And does this young person see her entire life and what is actually required to be a healthy individual? And how is gaming and use of devices interfering with that? That's something to reflect upon. And then I encourage you to introduce mindfulness in your family life. Creating mindful moments during the day. Take bike rides, walk in the woods, swim, reflect, talk about gratitude. Gratitude is a really good thing I've found over the years, and research shows that this is a very good way to keep a healthy mind. And I'm going to share something exciting. It's a mindful tool that is powerful to have available and help you and your family to relax in your daily lives. When the kids were a little younger, I used it when they were going to go to sleep. Make sure you're seated comfortably and close your eyes and just listen to my voice. Stop. Feel your feet. Feel your breath. Just be. I really love this little mindful tool. It's so easy to remember, and I use it for myself sometimes. I think it's a good thing to teach young people. And another way to embody healthy habits is to take breaks from tech. From my experience, taking breaks from tech is necessary in today's busy digital world. But how this is done can look very different, right? In my family so far, we have traveled without tech, we have had days in the week of tech, and we have taken apps off our phones for periods of time. I can only say it's been good for the whole family, although my kids wouldn't agree with me on that one for all the times we've been off tech. You and your family can take a pledge to take a break from tech for 1 week, perhaps, or 1 month, or decide on 1 day a week. And your teens can take a pledge with their friends. I especially recommend for teens to do this together with their friends and then reflect on how they feel afterwards. Okay, so that was the presentation, and just to summarize a bit. So these are the 3 key strategies I talked about. So first off, it was raising indistractable kids. So we talked about understanding and reducing their internal triggers that lead them to distraction. And then we talked about how to hack back external triggers in our children's lives and how to help them make healthy schedules and also to make pre-commitments with themselves. And then the second one was about our environment and how to set digital boundaries in the home, how to be a good role model in this digital age and model tech-life balance and phone-free conversations. And thirdly, to teach healthy behavior. How can they be healthy behaviors, healthy individuals, and reflect on our tech use, be mindful, and take tech breaks. Wonderful. So to learn more, you can contact me on eva@familytechwellness.com, or I'm on social media, both on Facebook and Instagram. And for you now, I offer the first 10 parents who contact me through email a 30-minute Tech-Life Balance consultation. And you can also book me to talk to your school or in your community about Tech-Life Balance. I do both live and online. Great. It was really nice to be here with you today and talk about this. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.